My fiancée said, "Your promotion doesn't impress me." My ex-maid partner at 30. I replied, "Noted." Then I canceled the luxury apartment lease I'd signed for us and moved into a studio. When she showed up with moving boxes, the landlord handed her the cancellation notice. I'm 32, male, software engineer at a mid-sized tech company in Seattle. 6 months ago, I got promoted to senior engineering lead. Not quite C-suite, but solid. Good raise, equity package, respect for my team. I was proud of it. My fiancée worked in corporate law. Smart woman, ambitious. Always dressed like she was about to close a billion-dollar deal. We'd been together 3 years, engaged for 8 months. Wedding was set for next spring. The night I told her about my promotion, we were at her favorite steakhouse. I'd made reservations weeks in advance, planning to celebrate properly. The waiter had just brought our appetizers when I broke the news. "So I got some good news today," I said, trying to keep my voice casual but probably failing. "They offer me senior engineering lead. 20% raise, full benefits package expansion, and I'll be overseeing the new AI integration project." She looked up from her phone, fork halfway to her mouth. "Oh, that's nice." Nice. That was it. I waited for more, but she just went back to scrolling. I thought maybe we could start looking at bigger places now. I continued, pushing through the awkward silence. With both our salaries, we could afford something in Capitol Hill, maybe even a small house. "Your promotion doesn't impress me." The words hit like a slap. I stopped mid-sentence, my wine glass frozen halfway to my lips. "What?" She set her phone down, and I saw something in her eyes I'd never noticed before. Cold calculation. My ex-maid partner at his firm at 30. Partner. Do you understand what that means? He was pulling in 7 figures while his colleagues were still grinding as associates. I felt my jaw tighten. She'd mentioned her ex before, always in passing, always with this weird reverence. A corporate lawyer who'd had such potential before they broke up. I'd never thought much of it. We're in completely different fields. Software engineering and corporate law aren't. I'm just saying I had certain expectations when we got engaged. She picked up her phone again, dismissive. "I thought you'd be further along by now." Further along. Like I was some project she'd invested in that wasn't yielding returns fast enough. I should have said something right then. Should have asked what the hell she meant by that. Instead, I just said, "Noted." The rest of dinner was mechanical. We talked about mundane things, the weather, her co-workers' annoying habits. But something had shifted inside me. When she went to the bathroom, I sat there staring at my half-eaten steak, and a realization crystallized. She didn't love me. She loved what she thought I should become. Here's the thing, though. 3 weeks before this dinner, I'd done something I hadn't told her about yet. I'd signed a lease on a luxury apartment in downtown Seattle. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking Elliott Bay, granite countertops, the works. $3,800 a month. Put down the security deposit and first month's rent, planning to surprise her. The lease started in 1 month. I'd been so excited to tell her. Had this whole plan to take her there with a blindfold, reveal it as an early wedding gift, our first real home together. That night after I dropped her off at her place, I sat in my car for 20 minutes. Then I called the landlord. It was almost 11 p.m., but Mark was a night owl, answered on the second ring. "Hey, Mark, it's me. About that apartment." "Getting cold feet?" He laughed. "Don't worry. Happens to everyone before a big move. I need to cancel the lease." Silence. Then, "You serious?" "You signed the contract." "I've already taken it off the market." "Check the contract. There's a clause for cancellation within 30 days with forfeiture of the security deposit. I'm invoking it." That's in there, but man, you sure?" "This is a great place." "I'm sure. Send me the cancellation paperwork. I'll forfeit the deposit." I lost $3,800 that night. Best money I ever spent. The next day, I started apartment hunting again. But this time I was looking for studios. Found one in Fremont. 600 square feet, $1,400 a month. Perfect for one person. Signed the lease that afternoon. She didn't notice anything was wrong. We still had our regular dinners, our weekend routine. She was busy with a big case, often working late. I think she assumed I was just stressed about the new position. 3 days before the original move-in date for the luxury apartment, she brought it up. "So, have you given any more thought to apartments?" she asked over coffee at her place. "Actually, I found something perfect. Already signed the lease." Her eyes lit up. First time I'd seen genuine excitement from her in weeks. "Really? Where? How big?" "It's in Fremont. Nice little spot." "Fremont's good. Close to downtown, but not too pricey." "How many bedrooms?" "It's a studio." The excitement died. "A studio? For both of us?" "No, for me." She laughed, but it was uncertain. "What are you talking about?" "I'm talking about the fact that I found an apartment for myself. I'm moving this weekend." "But we're getting married in 6 months. We were supposed to move in together, start really building our life." I took a sip of coffee, kept my voice level. "You're right. We were supposed to. But then I realized something. You don't want to build a life with me. You want to build a life with the person you think I should be. The person who makes partner at 30. The person who impresses you. That's not. Your ex made partner at 30. You've mentioned it 4 times since my promotion. For times you compared me to a guy who, from what you've told me, worked 90-hour weeks and had a nervous breakdown at 32. That's your benchmark. I'm just trying to motivate you. I don't need motivation. I need a partner who's actually proud of what I've accomplished, what I've built. I worked my butt off for this promotion. I'm good at what I do, but that's not enough for you, is it?" She stood up, pacing. "You're being dramatic." So I made one comment. One comment that revealed how you actually feel. You know what? I'm grateful for it, because I almost made a huge mistake. "What mistake?" "Before that dinner, I'd signed a lease on a luxury apartment. Downtown, bay views, the whole 9 yards. I was going to surprise you, tell you it was our first home together. But after what you said, after you made it crystal clear that my accomplishments mean nothing to you, I canceled it, lost my security deposit, and, you know what? Worth every penny to see who you really are." She went pale. You had an apartment? And you canceled it?" "Yep. Because of one comment I made when I was stressed about work." "No, because of what that comment revealed about how you actually see me. As a project, an investment, something to be improved and molded into whatever fantasy you have of success. That's not fair." "You want to know what's not fair? What's not fair is spending 3 years with someone who's been mentally comparing you to their ex the entire time. What's not fair is getting engaged to someone who sees your promotion as disappointing. What's not fair is planning a future with someone who's already decided you're not good enough. Where are you going?" "To pack. I'm staying at a hotel until my lease starts." "We need to talk about this." "No, we don't. We're done." I left. She didn't follow. For 2 days, silence. I stayed at Holiday Inn, worked remotely, started moving my stuff from my old place to storage. I figured that was it. Clean break, dodged a bullet, time to move on. Then my phone started blowing up. First text, "We need to talk." "You're being irrational." "I'm sorry. Can we please just discuss this like adults?" I didn't respond. Then calls. 10, 15 times a day. I sent them all to voicemail. Then she showed up at my office. Security called me. "There's a woman here claiming to be your fiancée. She's pretty insistent about seeing you. Tell her I'm in meetings all day." She says she'll wait. Then she'll be waiting a long time. She waited 4 hours before leaving. That night, she started texting me about the apartment. "I know you're upset, but we can work through this. We can still get a place together. I'll help look. We'll find something we both love." I finally responded, "I already have a place. For me, alone. Don't be ridiculous. We're getting married." "No, we're not. You can't just end an engagement over one argument." Watch me. The next escalation came through my mother. She called her crying, explaining that I was having some kind of crisis, and throwing away our relationship over nothing. My mom called me, concerned. "Honey," she called me. She's devastated. She said you broke up with her? I did. She said it was over her mentioning an ex? That seems extreme. I explained everything. The comment about my promotion, the constant comparisons, the realization that she valued my earning potential more than me as a person. My mom was quiet for a long moment. Then, "You know I never said anything because you seem happy, but I never felt like she saw you. Really saw you. I'm proud of you, sweetie. For the promotion, yes, but more for recognizing that you deserve better." That conversation meant more to me than her tears ever could. Move-in day for my studio arrived. I'd taken the day off, hired movers for my furniture. It felt good, liberating even, setting up a space that was entirely mine. Around 3 p.m. my phone rang. Mark, the landlord from the luxury apartment. "Hey man, weird situation here. Your fiancée just showed up with a moving truck." My blood went cold. "What?" "Yeah, she got boxes, furniture, the whole deal, saying she's moving in. But I canceled that lease weeks ago per your request. I sent her the cancellation notice, but she's insisting there's been some mistake. I'll be right there." I drove across town faster than I probably should have. When I arrived at the luxury building, I saw her standing next to a U-Haul, surrounded by boxes, arguing with Mark on the sidewalk. She looked frantic, gesturing wildly. I parked and walked over. She saw me and her face transformed. Relief, then anger, then something calculating. Finally, "Tell him there's been a mistake. Tell him we're moving in." "There's no mistake," I said calmly. "What?" "I canceled the lease. Mark sent you the notice. There's nothing to move into." She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. You can't be serious. Where am I supposed to go?" "That's not my problem anymore. We're engaged. We're supposed to be building a life together." "No, you were supposed to be building a life with someone who makes partner at 30. I'm not that person. I'm never going to be that person. And I'm done trying to measure up to your ex." Mark cleared his throat. "Look, I hate to be in the middle of this, but the lease is canceled. Ma'am, you need to remove your truck from the loading zone." She turned on him. "This is ridiculous. He signed a lease. We had an agreement. He invoked the cancellation clause." Mark said firmly, "It's all legal. The unit's already been released to someone else. They move in tomorrow." "I don't believe this." She turned back to me, and I saw tears forming. "Please, can we just talk about this? Inside? Privately?" "No. You're really going to humiliate me like this? In front of strangers?" "I'm not doing anything to you. You did this to yourself when you decided I wasn't good enough." "I never said that." "Your promotion doesn't impress me. You said that. You compared me to your ex. You made it clear that who I am, what I've achieved, isn't sufficient for your standards. So congratulations, you're free to find someone who meets them." A woman with a clipboard walked up looking confused. "Excuse me, is there a problem? I'm supposed to do the walkthrough for Unit 402. Mark gestured. "No problem. This is just the previous potential tenant. They won't be needing the unit." He turned to her. "You need to move your truck. Now." She looked between me, Mark, and the woman with the clipboard. Reality was setting in. "Where am I supposed to go? My lease ended last week. I gave notice because we were supposed to move in together." And there it was. She'd burned her own bridge, assuming I'd be there to catch her. "You have friends. Family. Figured out." I turned to leave. She grabbed my arm. "Wait, please. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry about what I said. I was just stressed. I didn't mean it. We can fix this. We can find another place. Something smaller if that's what you want. We can make this work." I gently removed her hand from my arm. "You don't get it. It's not about the apartment. It's about the fact that you showed me who you really are. Someone who values status over substance. Someone who measures love in dollar signs and job titles. I don't want to be with someone like that. I'll change." "No, you won't. And even if you could, I don't want you to change for me. I want someone who already sees me as enough. Who doesn't need me to make partner at 30 or become a CEO or whatever metric you've decided equals success." Mark had moved away to give us space, was now showing the new tenant around. She stood there, tears streaming down her face, surrounded by boxes of a life we were never going to have. "I loved you," she said quietly. "No, you loved the potential you saw in me. The person you thought you could shape me into. That's not the same thing." I walked back to my car. She didn't follow this time. The next week was chaos. She tried everything, sent mutual friends to talk to me, all of whom I explained the situation to. Most of them got it. A few thought I was being harsh, but they didn't matter. She sent long emails about how she'd done some thinking and realized I was right and wanted to work on herself. I didn't respond. She showed up at my new studio twice. The first time I didn't answer. The second time I opened the door and said, "You need to stop. This is harassment. If you show up again, I'm filing a restraining order." That seemed to get through. But then came the nuclear option. She called my boss. I found out when my manager pulled me into a conference room looking uncomfortable. "Hey, so I got a weird call today. From your fiancée." My stomach dropped. "Ex-fiancée." "Right. Well, she seemed to think you were having some kind of breakdown. She was concerned about your mental state and whether it was affecting your work. She suggested maybe you needed some time off, some professional help." I closed my eyes, counted to 10. Let me guess. She was very concerned, very worried, probably crying. Yeah, actually, she sounded pretty distraught. "It's manipulation. We broke up because she made it clear my promotion wasn't good enough for her. Now she's trying to sabotage my career because I won't take her back." My manager's expression hardened. She mentioned the promotion thing, actually. Said you were spiraling after some feedback she gave you. "Feedback? Is that what we're calling, 'Your accomplishments don't impress me now'?" Look, I obviously don't know the full story here, but for the record, your work has been outstanding. The new AI project is ahead of schedule. Your team loves you, and I've gotten nothing but positive feedback. If you're having personal issues, that's your business. But professionally, you're killing it. Thanks. I appreciate that. Do you want me to block her number? Because this feels like it could escalate. Yes, please. He nodded. Done. And hey, anyone who can't see your worth doesn't deserve you anyway. Just saying. After that meeting, I did something I should have done earlier. I called a lawyer. I need to know my options regarding harassment. I told him. Explained the situation, the constant contact, showing up at my work and home, calling my employer. "You got grounds for a restraining order if this continues," he said. "Document everything. Every call, text, email, visit. If she shows up again, call the police and file a report. You've made it clear the relationship is over. Anything beyond that is harassment." I documented everything. Created a folder, screenshots of texts and emails, notes about the visits and the call to my boss. I didn't think I'd need it, but I had it just in case. Then silence. For 3 days, nothing. I actually started to relax, thinking maybe she'd finally gotten the message. Then my credit card company called. "We're calling about some unusual charges on your account. Several large purchases at furniture stores, a jewelry store, and what looks like a wedding venue deposit. Did you authorize these?" "No, absolutely not." "We're flagging them as fraudulent then. We'll issue you a new card and reverse the charges. Do you know who might have had access to your card information?" I knew exactly who. My ex-fiancée. We used to share accounts for joint expenses. I changed my passwords after we broke up, but she must have saved the card number. "We recommend filing a police report for fraud." I did. Went to the station that afternoon, filed a report for credit card fraud and identity theft. The officer took my statement, told me they'd investigate. 2 days later, she called from a blocked number. I answered without thinking. "You filed charges against me?" She was screaming. "The police came to my work. Do you know how humiliating that was? You committed fraud. What did you expect? I was trying to save our wedding. The venue needed a deposit, or we'd lose the date. There is no wedding. There is no or anything. You stole my credit card information and made fraudulent charges. That's a crime. I'll pay you back." That's not the point. The point is you cross a line, multiple lines, and now you're facing consequences. You're ruining my life. No, you ruined your own life when you decided I wasn't good enough, and then refused to accept my decision to leave. I hung up, blocked the number. The police investigation moved forward. The credit card company confirmed the charges were made from her devices with her saved card information. The DA's office contacted me about pressing charges. It's a clear case of identity theft and fraud. The prosecutor told me, given the amount, over $8,000 in unauthorized charges, this is a felony. We can offer a plea deal or take it to trial. What does a plea deal look like? Probation, restitution, community service. She'd have to pay back all the money plus fees. She'd have a record, but no jail time. And trial? If convicted, she could face up to 5 years. But trials are unpredictable. I thought about it. Part of me wanted to push for the maximum penalty. She tried to destroy my life because I wouldn't comply with her vision of who I should be. But another part just wanted it over. Offer the plea deal. I said, I want full restitution plus fees. And I want a condition that she has no contact with me, not even through third parties. Violating it should mean immediate jail time. We can do that. She took the plea. 3 years probation, full restitution of $8,000 plus $3,200 in fees and costs, 200 hours community service, and a strict no-contact order. If she contacted me in any way, even accidentally, it would be an automatic probation violation. I heard through mutual friends that she had to move back in with her parents after the fraud charges tanked her security clearance at her law firm. She ended up at a much smaller firm, making significantly less money. The irony wasn't lost on me. She'd been so concerned about my earning potential, and her own entitlement and inability to accept rejection had destroyed hers. My life, meanwhile, got better. The AI integration project, I was leading, won an industry award. My company gave me another raise and expanded my team. I started dating someone new, a teacher who thought it was amazing that I was passionate about my work, who never once asked about my salary or compared me to anyone else. 6 months after everything went down, I got an email from her lawyer. She was requesting modification of the no-contact order so she could apologize. I responded through my lawyer. No, some people don't deserve forgiveness, at least not from the people they hurt. Maybe she learned something, maybe she didn't. That wasn't my problem anymore. I'm 33 now, living in my studio in Fremont, which I've actually grown to love. It's small, but it's mine. No comparisons to someone else's ex. No pressure to be anything other than who I am.